Indravandhyaya cha Mohadvantadivakaraaya Bhagavatpadabhidham Bibhrate Tasmai Bhashyakrite Namostu Satatam Purnaya Bodhatmane Om Brahmaham Yat Prasadena Mai Vishvam Prakalpitam Shrimat Swayam Prakashakhyam Pranavami Jagatangurum Yah Paramatma Jagat Srishtva Pravivesha Punasvayam Tang Krishnam Pratyagatmanam Vande Gopi Manoharam Yasya prasadadahamadvayatma Vishvam samastam mayi kalpitancha Tan sarvalokaikagurum sadashri Swayam prakasham gurumanatosmi Gurunam charanam bhojam Pranipatya nirantaram Tatkripa leshato dvaita Chinta kaustubhamarabheo. Now, so far we have seen that the antakaranam is something that gets created from the Sukshma Mahabhutas. And because it has 4 different cognitive functions, because of these functional differences, it is called as fourfold, Antakarana Chatushtayam. Tat Sankalpa Vikalpa Nishchaya Abhimana Anusandhana Rupa Vritti Bheda Chaturvidham. So what is the cause of its Bheda? Vritti Bheda. Vritti means its Vartanam, its function over here. So because of these 4 different functions, it can be classified into these 4 categories. Same Antakaranam, it is nothing else. It is the cognitive faculty itself. But this cognitive faculty has 4 different functions, and hence it is called as fourfold. And those 4 different functions are Sankalpa, Vikalpa, Nishchaya, Abhimana, and Anusandhana. Meaning, Sankalpa Vikalpa means, indecisive thought formations, which means it could even be in form of daydreaming, or even in the form of dreams, etc. Or you're just certain ideas which do not have certainty. So Sankalpa Vikalpa. Then Nishchaya. Nishchaya means a cognitive function that has got definiteness. So that is Nishchaya. Abhimana which means the sense of ego. And then Anusandhana, which means that the link of memory. Vritti Bheda Chaturvidham. Mano buddhyahankara chittancheti chaturvidham sankalpakhyam manorupam buddhi nishchaya rupini abhimanatmakastadvad ahankara prakirtitaha anusandhana rupancha chittam mityabhidhiyate. Iti Vartika Vachanat. So Vartika Vachan is also there of Sureshwaracharya, which is a pramanam over here for us to understand that the Antakaranam is Chaturvidham. Purvokta Akashadi Rajasam Shebhyo. Now the topic goes to the Indriyas. Okay. Till now we were only looking at the Sattvikamsha and its modifications. Okay, the Satvika Amsha of this 5 Mahabhutas. Now, from the same Mahabhutas, 5 great elements, from their Rajasamsha, from the part of Rajoguna, which gets modified, and individually, each one of them becomes karmendriyas. Vyastebhyaha karmendriyani utpadyante. Individually, vyastebhyaha. Akasharajasamshad vagindriyam utpadyate. Vayoho rajasamshad hastau. Tejaso rajasamshat padau. Apam rajasamshat payuhu. Prithvi rajasamshad upasthaha. Akashadi rajasamshebhyo militebhyaha pranutpadyate sopi vrittibhedat panchavidha. Now from all we have understood, from the rajasamsha, the karmendriyas, from every element, there is a respective karmendriya born or gets created from the rajasamsha of individual elements. Then, when the rajasamsha together comes together, it will be called as prana. And that's why we have in the Upanishads, the Indriyas are also at places called as pranas. Akashadi rajasamshebhyo militebhyo pranaha utpadyate sopi vritti bhedat panchavidha. And this prana also, because of its functional difference, it can be classified under these 5 headings. What are those? Let us see. Paraggamanavan nasagravarti pranaha. The classification of the pranas into these 5 categories is based on their functions and also on their location. Function and location, vritti and sthana. These are the 2 criteria based on which the differentiation of the pranas is done. Paraggamanavan. So the prana which moves upwards, the vayu which moves upwards is called as prana. Avaggamanavan, the one which moves downwards, is called as apana. But prana, its location is nasagravarti. This is where the prana, this is the place of the prana. Okay. Though it rises from the navel up to the nose till it is released. The place is nasagra. And then avaggamanavan, from downwards, is payu. Apana. Payavadi sthanavarti. Payu means rectum. Over there it stays, and the movement is downwards, and therefore it is called as, this is called as apana. Vishtaggamanavan sarvashariravarti vyanaha. The prana which moves all over the body, its movement is everywhere. And what is its location? All over the body. This prana is called as vyana. Udgamanavan kanthavarti udanaha. So there is the prana which remains in the throat area, and its movement is upwards. So what is the difference between prana and udana? Udana, the movement of the udana upwards happens only at the time of death, but it remains in the kantha. So kanthavarti udanaha. Udgamanavan, it is udgamanavan, it also moves upwards, and it has a movement of throwing out. So it is udana. Ashita Pita Annapanadi Samikaran Karo Akhila Shariravarti Samanaha. That the prana which is responsible for digestion of food and water which is consumed and is called as samana. And this, just like Vyana, samana also is akhila shariravarti, sarva shariravarti. So now, vak, pani, pada, payu, pastha, khyati, khyani, karmendriyani, tesham, kramena, ityadi shrutehe. So there is a shruti to support this claim. So there is a little discussion where the yogis still go into saying that pranas have upapranas also. Upapranas means a category which is of the pranas, but they have a little different functions, and they can be, though they can be covered under these five, yet we can have their detailed function. So they name it as Anya Pancha Pranas. Naga, Kurma, Krikala, Devadatta, Dhananjaya, Khyaha, Pancha Anye Vayavaha Santi. So what does this Naga do? This Naga Udgirna Karaha, which means it is, what do they call it? Throwing out. What the hell is called? Udgiranam means Udgirana karaha, to throw out. Kurma is unmilana karaha, is something that causes the opening and closing of the eyelids. Krikalaha kshutkaraha, belching, etc., is done by krikala. Devadatta jrumbhana karaha, yawning is the function of Devadatta. And also Dhananjayaha, and so even where the body gets swollen up or phul jati hai after the death, that is also because of Devadatta. This is the one which leaves the body the last, according to this system of yoga. Dhananjaya Poshana Karaha. Vedantinasthu tesham prathak kalpana gaurava shrutyadi pramana bhava cha pranadishu antarbhavam vadanti. Now, since this is not what is mentioned in the Upanishad or in the Veda, in the Shruti, so though we say that, okay, fine, we recognize it, but there is no need to categorize them as five more pranas. Five, so just other than the five main pranas, to say that there is still five more pranas, totally making it 10, this is not acceptable. These functions can be covered under the five main pranas themselves. Okay, 1 minute, Hajara, hold on. Okay, further. Lost, why, what is wrong? Okay. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Maya, Anandamaya Koshaha, Pancha, Eva Atra Antarbhavanti. Now, as we have explained so far, that this is the Sukshma Sharira and the Sthula Sharira. Sthula Sharira, the gross body, is still to be explained. But there is yet another concept of the Panchakoshas, of the 5 sheets. Annamaya Kosha, so this entire personality, that whatever is the claim, is now has got these 5 koshas, and they're called as koshas because they become like a cocoon in which the self remains hidden, and so it is like a cocoon. Okay, so Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha. These are the 5 koshas. And all these things, what we are going to say, is also can be covered under that. But this is a different way of looking. One way of looking at it is the Sthula, Sukshma, and Karana Sharira. Another model is this Panchakoshas. Okay? And there is yet third model, which is only talking about Jagrat, Swapna, and Sushupti. These are the 3 ways in which the whole thing can be analyzed. Vakshamanam Sthula Shariram Annamaya Koshaha. That what has yet to be explained and will be explained is the gross body, and this gross body is called as Annamaya Kosha. The sheath which is the modification of food. Uktam Sukshma Shariram. But remember, we have explained Sukshma Shariram. So Uktam Sukshma Shariram Koshatrayatmakam is consisting of these 3 koshas. Out of the 5 koshas, the 3 koshas get covered under Sukshma Sharira. What are those? Karmendriya Sahita Pranaha is Pranamaya Kosha. So we have understood what is the Sthula Deha. This gross body is called as Annamaya Kosha. The next one is the Pranamaya Kosha. What is this Pranamaya Kosha? Why are you not just calling it Prana and you are calling it Kosha and also Pranamaya Kosha? Because when we say Pranamaya Kosha, it includes Karmendriya. Pranas plus Karmendriya is called as Pranamaya Kosha. Then, Karmendriyaihi Sahitam Manomaya Kosha. So what is Manomaya Kosha? Again, that the mind, which is now the part of the Antakaranam, along with the Karmendriyas, becomes Manomaya Kosha. In this combination, it will be called as Manomaya Kosha. When the mind, the cognitive function, combined with that, with the Karmendriyas, is called as Manomaya Kosha. So Jnanendriyaihi Sahita Buddhihi Vijnanamaya Kosha. What is called as Vijnanamaya Kosha? Buddhi, which is a specific cognitive function. This cognitive function plus Jnanendriyas, the organs of perception, become the Vijnanamaya Kosha. It will be called as Vijnanamaya Kosha. Ayameva Kartrutva Upathihi. And this Vijnanamaya Kosha itself is the conditioning of doership, without which doership in the Atma, to see the self as a doer, is not possible. When does it become possible? Only with the conditioning of Vijnanamaya Kosha. Kartrutvopadhihi. Vijnanam yajnam tanute ityadishrutehe. Okay. Antakaranasya sattva vrittihi dvividha. Now this antakaranam as whole now is taken. Now this antakaranam obviously it is the modification of the sattva guna of all the Panchamahabhutas. The sattva guna amsha coming together is going to make antakaranam. Yet there is the presence of the rajoguna and tamoguna also in it. Still, this sattva guna, which is predominant in the antakaranam, gets bifurcated. Antakaranasya sattva vrittir dvividha nishchaya vritti sukhakara vritti. How there are these two. Nishchaya vritti hi sukhakara vrittischa. Nishchaya vrittim nishchaya vrittimad antakaranam buddhihi iti uchyate. So we know that this nishchayatmika vritti is called as buddhi. It is firm, it is resolute, it has certainty, definiteness. That vritti is called as buddhi. And sukhakara vrittimad antakaranam bhoktrutvopadhihi. And then where the vritti becomes, because jnanam and sukham are the aspects of sattva guna. So now this sattva guna over here, as the vritti is seen as these two, sukhakara vritti and jnanakara vritti. This jnanakara vritti we call it as buddhi, and over here there is this is the seat of ahankara. Buddhi will be the seat of ahankara. So this sukhakara vritti is the conditioning through which the self now appears as the bhokta, as the experiencer. Okay? Sukhakara vrittimad antakarana bhoktrutvopadhihi tasya priyameva shiro modo dakshinah pakshaha pramoda uttara pakshaha ananda atma brahma puchham pratishtha ityadi shrutehe ayameva karana paryantam anandamaya koshaha. And this sukhakara vrittimad antakaranam, okay, sukhakara vrittimad antakaranam right up to karana sharira ajnanam is called as anandamaya koshaha. What is called as anandamaya kosha? Just as what is your pranamaya kosha? Pranas, just not pranas, prana plus karmendriya will be called as pranamaya kosha. What is vijnanamaya kosha? Or what is manomaya kosha? The antakaranam in the sense mana, the mind, that particular cognitive function plus the karmendriyas is called as manomaya kosha. What is called as vijnanamaya kosha? Buddhi plus jnanendriyas is called as vijnanamaya kosha. Then further, we have understood that antakaranam also has sukhakara vritti. There is experience of this sukham. And this sukham has got different intensities too. Less sukham, more sukham, very happy. Like that, we have degrees of sukham. Okay? Somebody gives you just $10,000, happy. Then $20,000, more happy. And then gives all his property, very, very happy. Like that, you have degrees of what do they call? You have degrees of happiness, joy, which is experienced, sukham, which is experienced. And therefore now this particular part, sukhakara vritti, plus right up to the ajnanam, together is called as anandamaya kosha. Okay? But there are some acharyas which are in a little disagreement, and they say that Ajnanam alone is called as Anandamaya Kosha. That that is called as Anandamaya Kosha. What is called as that Karana Sharira, Ajnanam alone is called as Anandamaya Kosha. So the Mahadevananda, author of this, he acknowledges it, and he says, Kechit tu Ajnanam Anandamaya Kosham eva vadanti. And then in the commentary further, he says, this paksha is chintaniya. We really have to think about how to make this part upapannam, how to make it rational and logical. Over here, it is understood that there is experience of sukham, okay, and there are different degrees of sukham, and also in the deep sleep where nothing is known. There is sukham ahamasvapsam, that I slept happily. There was no botheration, no worry, no anxiety, no nothing. No one was there, not even this body or any kind of identity. Sukham was there. I am there, sukham is there. So that is ajnanam over there, because you do not know. But over here, he is saying that ajnanam and then experiences of joy, even in the waking and dream, all this thing is going to constitute your Anandamaya Kosha. Okay, so he is in agreement with this part, that Anandamaya Kosha means this, what do they call, Sukhakara Vrittimad Antakaranam, plus right up to the Ajnanam. Okay, that makes Anandamaya Kosha. Further, idam sukshma shariram saptadashalingam dvividham samashti vyashti bhedat. Now we have, up to this point, the sthula shariram is not explained. Vakshamanam, it is going to be explained, it is going to be told to us. But now, idam sukshma shariram, this sukshma sharira, what is that sukshma sharira? Saptadashalingatmakam.
Yes, Swamiji. Yes, Swamiji. Pancha karmendriya, pancha jnanendriya, pancha prana, and manobuddhi.
Manabuddhi.
Correct. This saptadashalingatmakam sukshma shariram. Further, it is seen as vyashti and samashti. How is it? Vyashti and samashti. Samashti meaning the totality, the total sukshma sharira. And vyashti means the individual sukshma sharira. You can consider this like a hologram. So over there, you know, total mind. And in this total sukshma sharira, the karmendriyas, the chakshurindriya is one, and that chakshurindriya, which is in the totality, when is seen as an individual in the small part, it becomes vyashti. Okay, this is what is the difference between the totality and individuality. Samashti vyashti bhedat dvividham. Now look at that. Apanchikrita panchamahabhutani tat karya saptadashalingam samashtihi iti uchyate. What is called as samashti sukshma sharira? Apanchikrita panchamahabhutas. The 5 mahabhutas which have yet not undergone the process to become grossified, and hence they are called as apanchikrita or sukshma mahabhutas. These sukshma mahabhutas plus the modification of this sukshma mahabhutas, which is in 17 forms, is this is all what is called as samashti. Etad upahitam chaitanyam hiranyagarbhaiti uchyate. Now, please keep this definition, because you know the name appears quite attractive, And once I was in this Badrinath, and then there was one of the leading, spiritual teachers who's very popular. Way back, this must be 10, 12, 13, 15 years ago. And he was not as popular as he is today. And then, but he had a large following of people. And I was sitting on the rock over there, and these people are also sitting down. And he had a loudspeaker, so I could hear what was being spoken. And then on that Brahma Kapala over there, this fellow is explaining his followers. After the person dies, he goes through the Hiranyagarbha. As if Hiranyagarbha is some sort of, like the string passing through the eye of the needle. Kya baatein kar rahe hain? What is passing through Hiranyagarbha, etc.? This is totally ashastriya. You just are amused with the words, and these words appear very fascinating. Hiranyagarbha, the golden womb, etc. And so now this is abuse of the misuse, abuse of those words, abusing those words, those concepts. What is called as Hiranyagarbha? Apanchikrita pancha mahabhutas plus the saptadashatmaka linga shariram total is the conditioning. Consciousness conditioned by this upadhi, with this conditioning, is called as Hiranyagarbha. Etad upahitam chaitanyam Hiranyagarbha iti uchyate. What is called as Hiranyagarbha? Etad upahitam means, what is that etad? Apanchikrita pancha mahabhutas plus the modification which has of the pancha mahabhutas, sukshma mahabhutas, which has taken place in 17 forms. This becomes the conditioning, and consciousness which appears conditioned through these 17 plus apanchikrita pancha mahabhutas is called as Hiranyagarbha. Remember this. Otherwise it becomes a special thing. The name is very fascinating. The golden womb. And then these people will say, this is the golden womb from where all the galaxies are coming, and so on and so forth. What just galaxy? Everything has. That is, you're talking about the grossified world, sir. Hiranyagarbha is samashti. Sukshma sharira abhimani is Hiranyagarbha. Then iti uchyate. This Hiranyagarbha is also called as prana. Now look at that. The same word prana comes, but over here, now the prana, the meaning of this prana is Hiranyagarbha. But when will it be called as prana? Look at that. Pranaha Sutratma chaiti jnana kriya shakti mad upahitatvat vyaptitvacha. This Hiranyagarbha only will be called as, is also referred to as prana and sutratma. When? Because why? Because the jnana shakti and kriya shakti, both these shaktis are present over here in the sukshma sharira, the total sukshma sharira. And with the upadhi of jnana shakti, Hiranyagarbha is called as sutratma. And with the upadhi of kriya shakti is called as prana. Tadupahitatvat. And another reason why it is called as sutratma is vyaptitvacha, because it pervades everything. And so when it is pervading, there is no question of somebody passing through Hiranyagarbha. Like if you have to go to, what do they call, Meerut from Rishikesh, you have to pass through Haridwar. Is it like passing through Hiranyagarbha? Kya baat karte hain? Vyaptitvat. It is already vyapta. Vyaptitvacha. Athava पूर्वोक्त अपंचीकृत भूतेभ्यः सर्वव्यापकं लिंग शरीरं पृथगेव उत्पन्नं तदेव समष्टिः उच्यते. अथवा पूर्वोक्त अपंचीकृत भूतेभ्यः सर्वव्यापकं लिंग शरीरं. There is yet another opinion in which it is said that Linga Shariram, which is the modification of Apanchikrit Panchamahabhutas, just that which is Sarva Vyapakam, which pervades everything, just as your mind pervades your whole Sthula Deha, like that, even the Sthula Srishti is pervaded by this Hiranyagarbha. Linga Sharira, Sarva Vyapakam Linga Shariram, and that is called as Tadeva Samashtihi Uti Uchyate Prithagutpannam. Okay? Samashtitvam Nama. What exactly do you mean by the word Samashti or totality? Gotvadivat sarvastra vyashtishu anusyutatvam. What is called as samashti? This is a definition. Remember all of these. Samashti means samashtitvam nama gotvadivat. Like the cowness which pervades the cow. Every cow. No cow in this world is that which in which the cowness does not pervade. So that is that which pervades all the individual is called as samashti. Gotvadivat sarvatra vyashtishu, sarvatra everywhere, where in all the individuals it is pervasive. So Gotvadivat sarvatra vyashtishu anusyutatvam, pervasiveness. Okay, taduktam tebhyaha samabhavat sutram lingam sarvatmakam mahaditi. So now this is, and so are you bringing this kind of samashti's definition? Or the Samashti Sukshma Sharira's definition from your own pocket, like this fellow who's sitting on that rock in the Badrinath and then, giving a big discourse, passing through. Is some idea like that? Kapola Kalpitam? He says, no, this is Pramana Sthapitam. And so there is Pramanyam. Tebhyas samabhavat sutram lingam sarvatmakam mahaditi. Okay, that is the vachanam. Shruti. Kechittu. Now this same phenomena of samashti and vyashti also can be explained from a different angle. How is that explanation given by some acharyas? Kechittu. But some teachers follow this way of explaining the Vedanta Sara, Sadanandas. So Kechittu, by that Kechittu, he means Sadananda of Vedanta Sara. He explains it this way. He says, Vanavat, like the forest. Linga Sharira Samudayaha. It is the totality of all the Linga Shariras, Saptadashatmaka, of all the Linga Shariras. So in which Abhishek Chaitanya and every one of you who's there now, all 10 of us included, and everyone of past, present, future, Linga Sharira Samudayaha So this is the Linga Sharira Samudaya. It is a totality collection, Samudaya collection of all the Linga Shariras, like the forest. What is forest? Collection of all small and big trees. Okay? Vanavat Linga Sharira Samudayaha Samashtihi iti vadanti. They say so. Pratyekam Linga Shariram Vyashtihi iti uchyate. And then the individual Linga Shariras are called as Vyashti. Okay? That, and in totality of all this, like the forest, it is called as Samashti. Vyashtitvam nama vyaktivad vyavrutatvam. Vyashti means like the Vyakti. Now Samashti means like the Gotva, Jati. And over here, Vyakti. It is Vyakti. We are running out of it. There is some serious problem with the computers. Not serious, maybe, but I'm not able to figure out. But any which ways, Vyashtitvam nama Vyaktiva. So what is Vyakti? Go is the Vyakti. Gotvam is the Jati. What is there between the Jati and Vyashti? Jati and Vyakti? Vyaktis are different, but Jati is one. Samashti is one, and Vyakti, individualities are different. Individuals are different. So what is Vyashtitvam nama? Vyaktivat Vyavrutatvam is differentiated. So etad upahitam chaitanyam taijasa iti uchyate. Now, with the conditioning of total subtle body, consciousness is called as Hiranyagarbha. That Hiranyagarbha is only referred as Prana and Sutratma. Similarly, with the conditioning of individual subtle body, okay, individual subtle body, consciousness is called as Taijasa. Why is it called as Taijasa? Tejomaya antakkaranupādhitvad. Because the upadhi is antakkaranam, and this antakkaranam is Tejomaya, lustrous. That's why it's called as, now consciousness is called as Taijasa. Remember this, you know, when a person dies, obviously, the name and form belongs to this particular gross body. And that gross body is cremated, buried, destroyed, whatever happens to it. But the Sukshma Deha, now which leaves the body, what is its name? What is its name? If it goes and occupies another body, maybe it will be called as a mosquito or a cow or another man or a woman. But really speaking, these are the names of the gross body. But what is the name of this consciousness identified only with subtle body? Is Taijasa. This is the name, is Taijasa. Why is it called Taijasa? Because the upadhi is of antakkaranam, and this antakkaranam is Tejomaya, lustrous. That's why. Upadhitvad. So what is the name of everybody's real name over here? These are the functional names, Abhishek, Chaitanya, and so on and so forth. These are just functionals for us to have a function to be conducted over here in this world. But the name is Taijasa. Prajna, Taijasa, and Vishwa, with reference to the gross body. These are the real names. So, you know, this is how the Anusandhanam, the Chintanam has to be done. Vishwa, Taijasa, and Prajna. Vishwa is the part of the Vaishvanara. Taijasa is the part of Hiranyagarbha and Prajna is the part of Ishvara. So there is